Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name's Lumina and today we are back in Dragon's Dogma II for something a little different. Before we jump in, however, I will just say that if you want to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Dragon's Dogma II, you can find some links below that'll help you out with that. Now, I want to talk about my favorite thing in Dragon's Dogma II. I haven't played the game yet. I don't know much about the game itself. And I'm saying that this is my favorite feature regardless of whatever I see later in the game. That's how confident I am about the quality of this feature. I've spent a lot of time in the character creation system. I spent over 7 hours creating characters for my main video, which you can find linked below. And this right here is something unique and interesting and fun and different and useful. I'm talking about the preset picker, or what I like to call the preset creator in Dragon's Dogma 2. So when you jump in for the first time, you are presented with your, I guess you could call it your race choice. It's your race and body choice. So you can choose a human male, human female, Beastren male, Beastren female. So for the purposes of this video, and for right now, I'll just take a human male, and we'll just take the base body type, but we'll go over how you can use the different body types as well. It doesn't really matter right now. Then you're presented with this right here, right? This is a preset picker. This is commonplace. Most games have presets, and most games give you a decent selection of characters you can choose from. You'd click the preset, you jump in, you've got your character, boom, boom, boom. But Dragon's Dogma 2 has taken all of this a step further, and this is what makes it my favorite thing. And this is what makes it the kind of system I'd like to see in all the games that come out in the future. They take it a step further, and they make it so much more useful and so much easier for players to squeeze the maximum out of this character creation system without actually spending too much time in it or expending too much energy or brain power. Because let's be real, sliders, color swatches, all those numbers that you have to move around, the minute details, it can get a bit much. And it's not the easiest thing to do. Some people can't just look at a face and say, yeah, that looks good. Tinker on it and actually see how those changes come together to make the whole look better. It's tough. It's not easy. I mean, I have been doing this for so long now, and I still struggle with it. But what they've done in Dragon's Dogma 2 is they've taken this preset picker, I call it the preset creator, a step further, and they've given you more control over what you're doing. So there are presets. We've got 5 pages here, different characters, and they are varied. There are tons of them. You know, there's young ones, old ones, you got black guys here, you got Asian dudes here, you've got some Indian characters, you've got everything, right? You've got a great selection, and that by itself is pretty commendable. But what's the best is that when you select one of these, let's say we take this guy down here, right? I like his cheekbones. I think he's got potential. I want to make a character with this. I'm jumping in for the first time. Then, boom. Whew. What do we have here? It actually expands, and it gives you 8 more selections to choose from. And I like to see this as us entering the multiverse momentarily and seeing all the different lives this guy could have led. And it makes me so happy, just because of the potential of this system for people who jump in here, people who want a quick and easy experience in character creation. This is excellent. There's nothing better. So you come in, you choose one that you like the look of, and then they offer you these serve-in suggestions. And I say it's like a multiverse of characters because you can imagine that this guy right here that we're looking at in the center of our screens, he's lived this one life. But there could be many other versions of him out there that live different lives. You could have the pirate captain with his own crew that's been out on the seas for the last decade. Yeah, this guy's hardened, weather-worn. You could have the innocent farmhand that was called to duty to become a soldier. You could have the elven prince who grew up in a royal family and knows nothing of warfare. And you could have countless others. It's all these different stories, and I really mean countless others. There are so many fantastic variations here. This guy, let's just take this guy. We jump in and let's see what he could have become in all those different lives. Look at this. Just look. You can pick someone that's seen battle firsthand. You can pick the hermit, the crazy guy that lives in the cabin up in the forest. You could pick, well, Saeed from Lost. You could pick so many things. And that's, again, just not the end. Because when you do jump in there, it actually goes a step further. So let's take this guy in the middle over here, and I'll show you what I mean. So we decide we want to be the Elven Prince. All right, so we jump in on him, and then there's another layer. And it's not like this is a difficult thing to do, right? You jump in, you're presented with pictures, not numbers, not a bunch of sliders, pictures. Yeah, visual stimulation. And then you get to pick the bone structure of his face. So you can look at this guy now, you know he's got a sharp chin, he's got those high cheekbones, he's looking a little gaunt, you know, it's just his blood. It runs in the family, it's what he's like. But you can decide that you want to stretch things out a little bit, have this guy with let's say, slightly more hawkish features. The nose is a little longer, a little more prominent. You can see the cheekbones are even higher. Cheeks are a little more gaunt. You can have him looking like this. You know, just add that extra touch of royalty on top of this already royal looking fellow. Or instead, you could try and make him look a little softer. You could take some eyes that hint at compassion. So you take this one instead. Yeah, the gaunt cheeks are still there. You can still see the sharp lines on the jaw. This man, he came from a good family, but he's a good man. And you can just keep going, and you can tell all these stories. And that's what I love about this system. It allows you to just jump in and at a glance help you tell a story about the character that you jump into. It's so cool. And it has so much potential. Again, the way they present it to you is just the fantastic part here. The way it's presented, when you jump in, you are given these options that at a glance you can just pick. Because at a glance you can see which one appeals to you. You can see which of these different lives you'd like to jump into and make your own. And it's just perfection. I can't get enough of it. You can even be Samwise Gamgee. And then you could be like, well, shit, what if Samwise broke off from the team and just lived alone in the mountains instead of doing this whole One Ring thing? What if he took up painting and became a well-known artist throughout Middle Earth? You know? And you can just keep going like that. And what's awesome is that they give it to you on all the races, on both male and female. It does, unfortunately, have a little less on the Beastren, which I'll show you in just a minute, but you can jump in on any of them. And as I mentioned, I'll come back to the bodies. At the start, if you're thinking, oh, well, I'd like to make a fighter style character, then you can jump in, you can just pick like a nice muscle mommy body, and then you can be like, well, let's look around quickly. Yeah, I like this face. She's pretty. And I think I'd like to do something with that. So we jump in, and then you're like, okay, well, so there's a good selection here. Which one looks the most battle hardened? Which one looks like it can take a hit? I'm thinking this one right here. Then you select it, and she looks good, but I'd like to square the jaw out a little bit. So we'll take that, and then it's like, hey, you've selected this. Would you like to customize it further? No, dude, what the heck? I don't want to fiddle with this nerd shit right here. Sliders? Muscle types? What? No, dude. Look at all these. Look at this. Look at all these color swatches over here. That's too much. That's a step too far. No, we just finalize. We throw some armor on her, and boom, boom, boom. Fantastic. And you just make your character like that. And because of the amount of options available, there's a much lower chance that you will have a clash with someone else picking the same thing, because you're actually going through different steps. As an example, you jump in on the Beastren, you pick in a character body that you really like, and then, you know, you and your friend jump into the same screen. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, the Beastren only have one page of presets, which I think it makes sense just because there isn't as much variation with their design. But, you know, you and your friend jump in here together. You know, you could even both end up on the same one. You could both select this one, and you could still end up with vastly different looking characters. You take this guy, he takes that guy. You don't look like you came from the same litter. Not really, no. and it's the same thing for all of them. You know, each of them that you jump into, they look different. You know, they have a different feel to them. And again, they have a different story behind them. And so it goes. And you know, when you jump in there, and if you both end up selecting the same one with the same color and everything like that, you still get to change the face structure, and you can, if you'd like to, jump in there to just customize a little bit for yourself. Same goes for the female stuff. There's a decent selection here with a lot of different variations, with a lot of different styles that you can jump into and see. And this is sort of the same kind of idea as a handcrafted world. They've created all these characters. They've jumped in here for us, right? And they've made it easy for us to jump in and have a good time and enjoy the most of what's on offer, because they've handcrafted all these characters. Then they took it a step further and they handcrafted different variations of the same characters. And goddamn, man, it's just so cool. And I mean, like, I might be the sole individual in the whole world that nerds out about shit like this, but for real, it's great. And it just helps with everything, because if you can jump in here and with just like, how many clicks is it going to take? Like 5 clicks, right? You at your main menu over here, you select the female human, you select the body type, right? I count that as 1 click. Then you jump in and you want to find one that looks like you, right? Oh, well, there you go. This is sort of how you look. Similar. But what if? And that's the important question. You know, that's the important question. What if something else had happened? What if you got to live that life of your dreams, be an adventurer, be out there accepting quests, taking down bounties and stuff like that? Well, you'd probably look like this, wouldn't you? Yeah. But not exactly like that. No, your face is a little smaller. You know, you've got slightly less going on in the jaw over there. Slightly more delicate features, but that doesn't make you any less dangerous. So you jump in, and that's like, what is it, 6 clicks? And then you're done. No more customizing. That's it. You're finished. Yeah, you want to hunt with, let's say, a bow and arrow? Well, perfect. There's your character. She's done. It's all finished, and it's a fantastic character. It is a well-crafted thing. So, I could talk about this for, well, 7 hours easily. And I still wouldn't be done saying good things about it. I love it. I hope that this kind of system gets adopted by so many different companies in the future, because it allows for inclusion. You know, sometimes people jump in and they get so daunted, and this is something that I want to say about From Software games and Souls-likes in general. They get so put off by the idea of trying to make a nice-looking character. You know, you jump in and it just feels impossible because there's too much. And you pull one slider, and this is something I know from personal experience. One slider goes too far. You don't see it at the time because you haven't twisted your character all the way around. But one slider goes too far, and your character is a hideous amalgamation. It's some beast that should never see the light of day, and you don't know how it happened. And then you just get frustrated and put off because you spent 3 hours in the character creation system, and you got nowhere. And you got nothing to show for it. Instead, you jump in here, you pick a guy that looks like Andy Serkis, you know, the voice actor of Gollum, and you're like, well, shit, okay, yeah, Andy Serkis, boom, I'm in. That guy's handsome, and his voice, oh, it's like someone pouring honey down my ears. But what if he was a mountain man? And then you're gaming, right? And then you're gaming. That's it. I can't get enough of it. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to say that this is my favorite feature in Dragon's Dogma 2, the whole game. Doesn't matter what they put in the game, okay? This is going to be my favorite. It's my favorite feature in the whole game, and I just want to share it with the world, and I want to tell everyone out there how good this is, and how much you should actually be paying attention to this, because it's changing the game. This is how things should be looking in the future, and if there was ever a next generation for character creation and customization systems, this is it. This is the start of it, at least, because you can just jump in here, and you can do so much with so little effort. Man, what a time to be alive. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to talk about it, and I would love to hear from you guys if you agree, because there's so much customization that you can do in this game. There's so much that you can handcraft, sculpt. I've seen the creations. I've seen people make celebrities, well-known faces from history. I've seen them make cartoon characters. I've seen them make any and all things in this character creation system. It is super versatile, but at its core, it just allows for, dude, such a user-friendly experience. And it's phenomenal to me. that they've quietly managed to sneak that level of care into this game. And again, they trailblaze in here. They're pushing things ahead all by themselves, and I dig it. And I mean, I don't know if they'll ever see this video, the guys who made this, the artists who worked on this, the modelers and stuff like that. But if any of you guys do, if anyone saw it that worked on this game, man, thank you. I love it. And you guys watching this, the rest of you, man, tell me. Tell me what you think. Yeah, let me hear it. Lay it on me. Do you like it? Does it work for you? Can you see it the way I see it? Do you understand why I love it so much? And, along with all of that, tell me what your favorite part is. Please, I'd love to hear. Because I have other favorites. This is just my number one. There are so many other things in this system that make me happy, and in this game that make me happy. But the number one thing, the preset creator. God damn, what a good time. So, you can check back here soon for more videos. Thank you so much for sitting here listening to a grown man nerd out about characters in video games. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. As always, if you'd like to, you can find my links below, my Twitch stream, my Ko-fi page, everything else. And yeah, give this one a like and share it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and all the rest. And dudes, enjoy. Enjoy making those characters in Dragon's Dogma 2, huh? Happy that.